I noticed the bruise before I noticed the candles. A dark bloom beneath my sun shows right eye. Small, swollen, deliberate. The kind of bruise made by someone who enjoys the precision of cruelty. We were standing in the doorway of my sister's house. 17 sets of eyes already turning toward us, as if we were late to our own humiliation. Show's hand tightened around mine. That's when her son Evan sauntered over. The kind of kid who'd already memorized the world's rules and knew they bent for him like reeds. He smirked, chin tilted high. "I just taught him a lesson," he said. "My parents say I'm never wrong anyway." The table laughed, light, dismissive. A soft clatter of forks over cake. Someone muttered, "Is fight." Someone else said, "Boys will be boys." My sister didn't even look up from pouring juice, but Sho lifted his face toward me, quiet, steady, and whispered something so gentle it sliced the room open, and the whole table fell silent. My sister dropped the glass in her hand. The sound of it shattering was almost merciful compared to what came next. People think betrayal arrives like thunder. Mine came like drizzle, quiet, dismissible, the kind of thing you ignore until you're soaked through. My sister and I grew up stitched together like two halves of the same lie. She was the golden one, grades, friends, charm, and I was the shadow she stood in to make her light look brighter. But I trusted her. God helped me. I trusted her more than anyone. When Sho was born, she held him first, said she'd protect him as fiercely as she once protected me. I believed that too. Then her marriage began to rot. Not visibly, just the smell of something sour in their laughter. But I didn't intervene. People deserve their privacy, I told myself. Even family, especially family. I should have intervened because rot spreads. The first sign that something was wrong happened 2 months before the birthday party. Sho started coming home quieter, not sad, not scared, just quiet in a way that made me listen too hard. I asked him what happened at school. He said nothing. I asked again later. He said just games. I asked a third time and he looked away. That was the answer. Then the subtle things, missing pencils, ripped notebook pages, that faint anxiety, kids try to press flat like wrinkles in a shirt, and once a message on his tablet from Evan. Don't forget who's in charge. I didn't confront anyone. I simply watched. Counted bruises disguised as clumsiness. Counted the moments Sho hesitated before walking into my sister's house. Counted the number of times my sister brushed off my concerns with practiced innocence as if rehearsed in the mirror. I knew then this wasn't childhood roughness. This was a pattern learned from the adults who fed it. So while they thought I was doing nothing, I was studying every bruise, every message, every witness, every teacher's comment about dominance issues in Evan's behavior. Every time my sister defended him with that brittle arrogance she'd inherited from her husband. Planning isn't emotional, it's math. And my revenge began as simply as an equation. Protect, show, expose them. Leave nothing standing. The party was my opportunity. They handed it to me wrapped in pastel balloons. After Sho whispered those 4 words, soft enough for only me, loud enough for everyone. I watched as the room changed temperature. I watched my sister's face turn the color of buried guilt. He said you told him to. Silence slammed the air flat. Evan's smirk vanished like a light switched off. And my sister, she looked at her son, then at mine, and then at me. Her mouth open, her excuses dead before they could form. That's when I executed the rest. I pulled from my bag a small folder, thin, precise. Months of documentation laid out as calmly as a surgeon revealing an X-ray. I set it on the cake table next to the candles that were still unlit. This, I said, is everything. Screenshots, teacher reports, voice memos, dates, photos, patterns too consistent to dismiss. Her husband tried to speak. Something about misunderstandings, exaggerations, but I cut him off with a look I'd practiced in the mirror the same way they practiced denial. No, I said not misunderstandings, not mistakes. Encouragement. Someone gasped. Someone else whispered, Call someone. Good, let them. Because I had already made the calls, to the school board, to child services, to the community league, where Evan had been banned from 2 activities for aggressive behavior. All timed so their arrival would converge in one glorious collapse. And as sirens grew faint outside, right on schedule, my sister finally understood. Her son wasn't the only one who learned a lesson today. I took Show's hand and walked him out as officers stepped inside. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. I'd already seen the ending. Relief isn't loud. It's the quiet exhale after surviving something you shouldn't have. Show squeezed my hand. You're not mad? He asked. No, I said. I'm done. Because revenge, when done correctly, isn't rage. It's closure sharpened to a point.